Over here in the red, at the bottom left, we have our player who's been dominating in the semifinals.
Slayers MMA.
Marine Marauder Art. There's something it could stand for.
All right. All right.
Over here in the upper left, we have our other Terran player who is, everybody is saying, is one of the best players in the world, but has yet to produce results.
Tate Bomo.
You know what else MMA could stand for?
What?
And I like this one a little bit better than what you just said.
What?
Many artosis.
Micro, macro, and artosis.
3 P's in
Actually,
pod.
micro, macro art is pretty good.
Yeah. I have a shirt that looks like that.
There's an amazing shirt that exists. It's like that. So we have barracks on the way here.
Both players getting their barracks. Now, Typhon Peaks, of course, a ladder map. I'm sure you guys have seen this a decent amount. One thing I do want to point out is that Bomber, his TBT, is pretty off the hook. If you all recall last Team League, he against MVP, he was up 70 supply on MVP. And MVP had the most epic comeback ever. Go watch that game. Now, if he can get 70 supply on I'm MVP, how much supply can he get on MMA? Imagine if MMA got recruited by Incredible Miracle. I am MMA.
That's 3 M's in a row.
I'm gonna get ya. I don't know.
Wow. So, TBT, one thing about Bomber, when I have seen him play, is that his execution is like so good. He's always like the snap call, neck snap and nerd.
Yeah. The decisions of the Slayers players. I wonder if Slayers Boxer actually just sits around all day and puts them through classes and makes them study. He has like a secret book of how to understand StarCraft, because this is something SK Telecom did as well, a team that Boxer built up as started out as Orion. His players really get it. They have a deep understanding, and they make so many great decisions. Well,
I'm curious if we're going to have mirror builds too.
Well,
for these positions.
Bomber, it looks like a Blue Flame Hellion drop. Whereas, it looks like we're going to see a Reaper and Expand by MMA.
Very safe build.
Yeah. Doing a little bit of pressure here. There's only 1 Marine on that ramp. Oh, wait, no, he's not. Actually, he is doing...
Uh-oh.
This is going to be a little bit scary for him, because he is not going Blue Flame Hellions. He's actually going for a Banshee build. Those Marines turn around. They didn't have to, though, Tasteless. There's only 1 Marine. 2 Marines beat 1 Marine. Unless that Marine is Steven Seagal.
Because if it's Steven Seagal, well, hold that thought. SV coming up here. All right, and this will be it. MMA has to leave. If it was Steven Seagal Marine, he would look at the other Marine, and he'd put his gun down, and they'd start fighting with their hands. And if I was the other Marine, I'd just be like, what? Shoot him in the stomach? All right, Reaper's inside the base.
And it sees that, in fact... Oh, wow. Are you serious, MMA? This kid, actually, every little move he does, I'm impressed by. Cloak started after the Reaper died. So he's making a Banshee
that's subtle. I didn't even catch that. Nice one, man.
Thanks. Stim on the way. A bunch of Marines being produced, and an engineering bay being produced. MMA. Also, his expansion, by the way, is in a kind of sneaky location. In fact, Bomber has never seen it yet. He has absolutely not seen the expand.
It's interesting to see a student of Slayers Boxer suddenly out of nowhere just owning everybody.
It's happened many a time before.
Yep. Turret on the way. Now, a lot of this is going to be boiled down to how much damage does Bomber do with the Banshee? Can he keep the Banshee alive? Will he make MMA waste scans? Uh-oh. It's going to get stuck. Uh-oh.
And he's going to want to cancel that Cloak, most likely.
Slayers Boxer's like going crazy right now in his seat. I can see him.
So proud of this guy.
Yeah.
And he's not going to cancel Cloak. Despite the fact that his opponent has missile turrets and Marines and knows it's coming, he's going to let Cloak finish. Interesting choice by Bomber. Not one that I actually expected. Of course, Cloak Banshees can be useful all game, but when you get so shut down with the first one, I feel like, I don't know, man, maybe you want to abandon it.
All right, he's going to force Bomber to lift Bomber in a very bad position as MMA drives him out.
Bomber, I think, has no idea he is, though, because he still hasn't seen that expand. What?
Oh my God, did that just happen?
MMA with yet another split-second decision. He's so decisive, much like Legend Killer of StarCraft 1 Jaedong early on in his career. Kills the Banshee. Still the expansion has been found. Slayers is looking unbeatable. 35 supply for Bomber, 52 for MMA. What? Kid is so good.
I can't believe he actually had the balls to stim and just run up the ramp like that.
Dude, that is
crazy, man.
That reminded me so much of Jaedong. There were so many games that he won early on in his career. He made a name for himself as a decisive Legend Killer. He would do things like just run up ramps and just suddenly, bam! I saw weakness, I went for it. I am just astounded by MMA's skill. God, the guy is good. And I am going to give Jaedong references forever. Forever. Unless he just fizzles out and goes away, then I'm going to act like it never happened. But seriously. And I think
he might want to take a third base now, MMA.
He is taking third base, just as you say that.
Oh my God.
Look at you, Tasteless.
He's doing a Tasteless build.
Oh my God, my brain hurts.
It's hard to understand the Tasteless build, Artosis.
I know, there's a lot to it.
Go easy on yourself.
Using that watchtower and the bushes to his advantage there. And nothing is going right for Bomber. Bomber's bombing out of this game, man.
Yeah, I feel bad for him because, frankly, if you have nerve issues in a game of StarCraft and one thing goes wrong at the start, like the Banshee, you're just like, oh God.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
God,
mean, if you go Banshee, you do need it to do something, believe it or not. You can't just do nothing. Taking his gas. He's going to be so sad to see that there's 3 bases up for his opponent when actually he has never scouted even one. In fact, that's what the Banshee's doing. He's like, what is going on here? I haven't seen an Expo. Just perfect planning this game from MMA. And this is going to come in. This Banshee now. All right. It's going to die.
The stim. Oh, nice. He didn't even want to stim. No, now he did.
That was a bad stim.
Yeah, that was a bad stim. Oh! I don't know. Oh my God! Everything is going wrong for Bomber.
And so
Bomber's so deep down the hole.
He still doesn't know about the original expansion, though. Let's give you guys some stats. 55 SCVs to 42. Supply-wise, 115 to 79. That is a big, big difference. And here he goes. Marines and Marauders and Medevacs.
Marine Marauder art. On the way. He might be able to actually just bludgeon him with all these units.
Yeah, I think he should load it. Wait, no. Bomber has enough to defend this.
I didn't see what was in Bomber's main.
He has Marines and Siege Tanks sieged up.
But he could bulldog it.
This is maybe not.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. A lot of Marines up at the top. This is a bloody battle.
Now, what he can do is back up and go for the command center.
Yeah, he did kill a little bit there. Killed some Siege Tanks that were on the low ground protecting.
Oh!
It's going to go maybe for the Siege Tanks. No. Ouch. That is one pile of dead Marines.
That was a pretty big chunk of his army. However, Slayer's MMA is actually so far ahead still. By the way, the face on the StarTale coach is completely different than it was from the start of this match.
Yeah.
I think he definitely got overconfident and is probably regretting his decision.
It is a face of derision, faces. Okay, so right now, we do have factories being added for Slayer's MMA, along with some more barracks. Looks like he wants to transition into some siege tanks. Very smart move. From here, he can set up some insane contains. And he's going to hit this drop just as the turrets are being made. Look at that. They're actually almost
my
done.
God.
And he drops. He's like, whatever, I know everything. And that is a pretty sick drop right there. He's got his plus
man.
one. No upgrades.
Second stim out. Marauder's definitely helping out a lot here. Looks like Bomber's barely going to hold this off, but here's the problem is when you're on 2 bases, your opponent's on 3 bases, you actually end up losing like so much stuff that you can't remake.
Yeah. You don't have the economy to remake. Well, he does. 131 supply against 91. He's a 40 supply right now. Wow.
Bomber may go for a counter here. Oh my God. MMA's already taken a 4th base.
MMA is spreading Tasteless. And it looks like he may be just going for a timing push down the center. But there is a sensor tower there to see it.
All right, he's coming. And I don't know if Bomber can get outside of his own base, you know?
Yeah, wherever he moves, MMA can definitely make some counter moves. You know, maybe siege up into the high ground. And he scans and sees that, and now he's deciding, okay, maybe I'll go over here and draw. Maybe that's what I'll do. You want to do that? I'm going to do this. And Bomber is way out of position here. Huge drop in the main. There's nothing there. In fact, this command center decides it is time I have to counterattack. There's no other way.
He's all in. All the chips are pushed across the table. He's going for it, but he knows.
He doesn't even have a pair here.
Those aren't chicken pox on his mini-map.
Look at this, just building buildings to gain him some time. Beautiful move here by MMA. This guy has to be a StarCraft 1 pro. I have to figure out who he is. His play is actually just so beautiful.
All right, so Bomber really only has 1 shot. So far, it's not looking like it's going to work. He's going to have to run into siege tanks.
That's never fun.
Yeah, that's never good. He's coming for him.
Even though he'll erase these, more and more units are being made all the time.
MMA knows he basically has this. All he has to do is hold out this small force.
Yeah, he just has to eliminate the rest of this force, and he's good to go.
He might even want to bring his SCVs here.
Yeah.
Sieging up there, the SCVs we were talking about.
Well, Bomber's doing a good job, man. He has 80 supply against just 85 now of MMA.
And he's getting to where the production facilities are.
That is never a good thing. But thing is, MMA has so many bases here. He can actually throw up barracks other places if he needs. In fact, being very smart right now, he's moving his starport back to make a tech lab. He wants to get some Banshees out if at all possible.
Yeah, Banshee would solve this right away. He doesn't have enough scans. And he's too the Blue Terran Bomber is too behind. Actually, I gotta say, Bomber's pretty damn good.
Dude, Bomber is actually sick. What they say is true, but MMA is something else. Can he hold on here, though? The huge amount of siege tanks of Bomber has been just so impressive. And look at this, another draw. But that...
Well, he's gonna try to get some more SCVs. He needs to stop this kind of wave of units that are coming at him.
You know what, right now, I'm a little bit worried for
I think
MMA.
actually MMA might die.
MMA is not remaking production facilities. Well, he just started as I said that, realizing, I have no units, man.
He's getting SCVs. Bomber's reaction's a little bit slow. Sieging up here. He needs to get to the far right base with all of his SCVs and just start remaking stuff. 2 siege tanks here holding the supply depots down. SCVs going across the map.
Cloak being researched.
That's what he needs.
He
needs
Cloak
1 Banshee.
Here. He does have a Banshee. I think he's trying to wait for Cloak. More units coming from Bomber.
Bomber closing out on the second base.
This would be the most insane epic comeback, Tasteless, if he can actually win this, which he might. 72 supply for MMA, 72 supply for Bomber.
Takes out the command center. Only 2 more.
The Banshee is in Bomber's base, killing his SCVs.
Banshee the expansion. Ouch. So that's another hiccup in his income.
Down at 6 o'clock now. We are going to see another nice attack here.
All right, another command center being target fired. It will go down.
He
for
found
sure.
a place of his production, so he siege up those tanks, and whoa!
Now here's another thing, is that there's not really anything defending that command center back there, or those SCs. Where's that Banshee? Is that still alive?
It is still alive. In fact, he's still making Banshees, and he's getting +3 attack for his Marines. I wish he'd cancel that. He has no Marines.
He's killing up a lot of SCVs.
He is indeed.
Looks like Bomber's actually going to come back, though.
I don't know.
All right, he's rushing down here. Now he's got to get a scan up on those Marines.
He has not enough energy yet, almost. He only has 1 command center left, though. So as long as he can dodge the scan, but there it is. He does have another Banshee. Let's see. Does he have another Banshee?
Yep, he does.
Yeah,
there it is.
2, in fact. He has 2.
This was turned into a planetary fortress. Smart move.
Sieges up after it gets 9 kills.
He has a command center somewhere, right? Yeah.
Yeah, he has. Wait a minute.
Yeah, he does in his main.
Yes, you're right.
All right. WTF, man.
This
game is actually
insane.
off the hook. Oh, stem. MMA runs.
He does not have enough for a scan taste.
Whereas how different this game would have looked like if Bomber had 1 turret in his expansion behind the minerals. Medevac being lost. This is not something he could afford to have happen. Okay,
and he's going to the command center. If you kill that command center, there's no more detection for the Banshees.
And note, he's going to attack into the main, but here's the problem. There's nothing actually that can scan right now.
All right, this is actually getting so crazy.
This is
I have to go over what they have. We have no SCVs for either player, okay? Right now, 40 supply for Slayer's MMA, 37 for our Startail player. Here's what they have. Bomber, 4 medevacs, 3 siege tanks, 19 Marines. For MMA, we have 1 Marauder, 5 medevacs, 3 Banshees, a Viking, and 17 Marines. I believe that actually wins. You micro those Banshees, right?
Yeah, I was going to say, here's the thing is that Bomber can remake SCVs. MMA cannot. MMA has to keep all of his structures alive while he attempts to concoct a solution here.
Well, all his structures are being shown at this point, I believe.
Yep.
Because he doesn't have a command center of any type.
All right, so I think he's probably deduced where this command center probably is going.
There is an SCV out now, by the way, which is important because if you lose all your depots and you have an army, you can't build any SCVs to make any supply depots or any other buildings.
All right, now here comes the command center. He sees that it's in the air, so he's like, okay, then he might land right now. Oh!
That's right, it's only 1. He still has 2 more. MMA playing a beautiful game here. He has enough for 1 scan at the moment. Here comes the next Banshee.
All right, Banshee out again. Remember, there's not infinity Marines here. Oh!
Can he save it? No! 1 more Banshee left. And if he doesn't do it with this Banshee tasteless, I don't know what to say because I don't think we can break this siege tank line. This is actually insane. It so looked like MMA had this, and now it could be anything.
This is one of the biggest comebacks I've ever seen. This is like the most complicated chess game ever. He needs to get in there with Cloak.
Okay.
All right, he's deemed to
He does have enough for a scan, though. He has to dodge the scan or the game is over.
Meanwhile, Bomber's starting to gather an income here. Oddly enough, in the base of his opponent.
He has to be so patient here with this Banshee. He doesn't have very long. Because eventually these SCVs are going to gather enough minerals that they can make a turret.
Now, if he could swing by here and just take out a few SCVs.
Oh! Is he going to get it?
Oh, my God.
That's it. Somehow, Bomber and the Startail players
Oh
just
my
went
God.
crazy because he has just won. There's actually no way.
This is like actually one of those games that goes down in esports
You know what?
history.
Actually, there's one thing he can do. Drop all his Marines into the side of the main, stim target the command center. If you get it, it's a tie. You just float a building somewhere where Marines can't hit, which I believe there are a couple locations on the map. Yeah, there are.
Yeah, the center left and center right.
So actually, that is how he can do it from here.
Looks like he's debating actually trying to muscle his way in there, but
You know, he absolutely can't do that.
yeah, will not work.
He does have a lot of Marines. So drawing those to the front with the barracks like that, whilst dropping on the very side, he does it very quickly. It might be able to work. We're going to have to see. There is a siege tank in there, so absolutely he will not win an actual battle. And he is dropping off. The siege tank's coming down very smartly, and with those siege tanks in that position, that makes me think it's hopeless.
Yeah, I think so. Man, this is one of those 1 in a million games that reminds me of Marine King against Nada.
Yeah. He does have 3-2 against 1-1. So if he can actually engage the Marines, it's the siege tanks that are going to make this huge difference.
Now here's another issue as well, is that there's not a lot of minerals over there, you know? It's not exactly like, oh, you know, I mean, that's
a good point.
You know,
in fact, he just made a tech lab on his factory. What's he going to do with that?
He's trying to bait him out with a stimmed Marauder.
Oh. Yeah, it's greater range than Marines, don't forget. But it's going to take them all day to actually kill those Marines with medevacs over it. I would fly. Oh. Whoa, what
I think he's getting impatient. No loss. Supper there, though.
Actually, cannot believe how this has turned out. Oh, actually, right now Bomber's making Marines out on the map. And he's just going to go for it. And that's it. Startail going crazy right now.